Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The one thing that I have seen in my life is that everything about me has been motivated by fear. Fear is the underlying cause for everything that I have done. And although I'm imposing my own view on the community of the faithful, but I feel it is accurate. Fear motivates us to reach out to God, to worship God. Fear is a state that is acquired by the soul due to its deluded state of thinking that it's the body. And the body is constantly changing, and the soul cannot retain it. And what gives soul its satisfaction, a false sense of satisfaction, is permanence. And this world is without any permanence. Things are constantly changing. We become wealthy and we become poor. We are healthy and we encounter ill health. We age and we begin to lose our agility. We know death is imminent. It's inevitable. There is the fear of the unknown. We don't know what will happen after death. We are told of the chastisement of the grave that keeps us awake at night. We dispel the thought of death because it's uncomfortable. We read the descriptions of Qiyamah. They are frightful and frightening. It is not comfortable. We look at the descriptions within the Quran that all of us will enter into hell and then the good ones will be purged from hell. We read about the path that crosses over hell into paradise. These are things that instill us with fear. And this fear cages us, prevents us from living lives of free individuals. In all of this, the Quran says, do not fear. Turn to God instead. Become mindful of God. Fear God and relieve yourselves of fear. What we do is that we transport the fear of other than God to the fear of God. And that is as restrictive as fear is in any case. Because here then, we start fearing God and start worshiping God through fear. This becomes the biggest veil from God because we are not finding God. We want to preserve ourselves and we need God to ward off evils from us. And hence God becomes the other who takes away our sense of fear from damage. But God is never found. And this is the prison in which we live. And this is something that tarnishes totally our relationship with God. If you were to ask me, why do you devote to God? I say because I feel afraid of the events of life and God gives me the security. The question then comes, are you any freer because you still fear and that's your motivation of worshiping God? What if, on the other hand, you were to find God in such a glorious manner that you stopped fearing altogether, the fear of loss? Wouldn't that then make you a free individual? Wouldn't that then initiate an inquiry within your soul of finding the real God? The answer is absolutely yes. So here, instead of saying to God, "Oh Allah, ward off evil from me," maybe the prayer ought to be, "Oh Allah, take fear out of me. Oh Allah, let there remain no fear within my chest of loss, of ill health, of poverty. Let me encounter these states through you as a warrior." Wouldn't that be a more accurate state for a person to exist in as a free soul through God? That loss doesn't mean anything, just as gain doesn't mean anything. health and sickness both become equal. O Allah, remove the fear of loss of the bodily so that I may find you through it all. If I can find you through good health, then similarly let me find you through sickness. If I can reach out to you through wealth, then let me find you through poverty. In fact, finding God through poverty is a surer way of finding God than it is through wealth. A person who finds God through wealth doesn't know what God is other than wealth, other than in wealth. But if a person is struck with poverty and they're still as confident with their God and they stand upright with that warrior spirit, isn't that person more accomplished through God? If a person through sickness is finding God and saying, what difference does it make whether I have health or sickness? For none of them are me. They're all properties of the body. Now imagine if we can take a step beyond it and find God through freedom and not through fear. Did Imam Ali Salamullah alayhi not say that worship of God through fear of hell is a slavish form of worship? It's the most false sense of worship ever. I remember whenever I used to embark upon a journey, a long journey, I used to be filled with fear. What if I die? What if I never return to my family again? So I used to reach out to God. Secure me in this journey. I'm doing it for your sake. And bring me back to my family and keep them safe. I wasn't doing it for the sake of God. I was just deluding myself. As opposed to that, what about that simple prayer of the Prophet? Oh Allah, you looked after them whilst I was with them. By priority, you will look after them when I am away from them. O Allah, grant me success in this journey of mine. Let it be for you. And I suppose in some prayers, if death overpowers me, then I leave all my affairs to you. Wouldn't that be a better way of finding God than to pray to God through insecurity? Now imagine if we were to extend that to the meeting of God, to say to Allah, Allah, do you know, I can't hide this from you. I'm petrified of death and what will come after death. Oh Allah, remove this fear from me. If death is a frightful event, then you be my security during death, for I cannot live like this. Oh Allah, in my grave, if I'm going to be faced with questioning and trauma, then I would rather have you there to help me get through those tests. If I have done wrong, and if I have to face the consequences of my wrongful deeds, then allow me to face them like a man. Not in this childlike slavish state where I'm running away from the consequences of my actions, but you be there with me. Allow me to face the consequences of my actions in a dignified way. O Allah, remove the fear of standing on the day of Qiyamah, as traumatic as it may be. I will face the consequences of what I have done. Whether I'm afraid or I'm not, I'm going to face them anyway. I would much rather face them with you, with me, by my side, helping me through those events. O Lord, save me from your displeasure and from the pit of hell. But if I have to enter it, let me enter it in a dignified way when you are with me. Remove all of these fears from my soul, O Lord. And what if we can go beyond that and say to Allah, O God, let me not yearn paradise for the sake of its bounties and its luxuries and its comforts. O Allah, only allow me to yearn paradise because your presence would be increased in paradise. Otherwise, it will be alienation from you. So the biggest hurdle in our path to Allah is fear. We worship Allah through fear of loss in this world. We worship Allah and reach out to Allah for the fear of what Allah will do to us in the next world. Fear, by far, is the most fundamental factor that prevents us from finding our truth. The return of the drop of water within the ocean is only prevented by the drop fearing, losing itself, and as it re-immerses itself. The only prayer I feel of the utmost importance and essence in this month is for Allah to remove fear from us so that we become free individuals in finding our truth. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.